with
That's
all
incredible.
these great people, over 30 volunteers,
Oh my
all
God.
out here. You can see them in the background. I would go interview them, but got to stay 6 feet away.
Right.
But yeah, we're about 30 people out here, and last week we fed over 500 families, and this week it'll be closer to 800.
800? That is incredible. So what do you have over there? What are you feeding everyone?
So today I'm on pork today. So a lot of the food is all frozen. So when they get it home, it's either nice and cold or still frozen. You throw it in the freezer and keep it. So everyone's getting 2 of these.
Amazing.
That's a total of 4 pounds of pork. Then we got milk.
Oh my God.
Everyone's getting a gallon or 2 of milk. We got melons. We got watermelon. We got vegetables. We got all types of. You see the volunteers in the background showing their muscles because they're gonna.
Everyone, that's amazing.
They're gonna need it today. We should be able to, because we're doing 2 lanes today.
Okay.
We should be able to do about 750 cars in less time than we did 550.
Wow.
At least that's the goal. We'll see.
Yeah.
This is our first run with the double lane. But like I said, we got so many hands out here. I think it's going to go really well.
That's just amazing. I mean, it really is. And it's just so impressive how quickly everyone's been able to mobilize and shift and adjust and try to help more people. And I think, it really is, in times like this, it's beautiful to see how many people are coming out to help.
Yeah, and that's a message for anybody out there that wants to volunteer. We're Feeding South Florida and Parks and Rec out here. They organize the whole thing. They keep everyone really safe. We're all wearing gloves. If you don't bring your own mask, they have masks out here. We're switching out every 45 minutes. You go, you wash your hands at the bathroom. You come back, you put all new gloves on, you put a new mask on. So it's really safe. We keep our distance. All the groceries are put in the back of the car into the trunk. So although some people like to roll down their windows and say hi and say thank you, which of course we appreciate, it's very little interaction with the 700 cars that are coming through here. So if you do want to volunteer, please reach out to me. Now that we're doing this amount, we do need volunteers, and it's a grueling day. To ask people to do this every single Wednesday, or to ask people to do this for the straight 4 hours. Ideally, it'd be nice to have shifts, because I will tell you, I was done last week by noon, 4 or 5 hours being out here. I was done. So, and I know a lot of the other volunteers felt the same way, but they're all energized to be back out here after a week break.
Amazing. And Ryan, how do you want people to get in touch with you if they want to sign up to help?
Well, you can reach out to the city of Delray Beach to let them know. You can also message me on Facebook, and with this post, we'll post my my cell phone, and you can also text me. But I've been trying to help out. There's so much on our Parks and Rec's plate, so I've been really trying to organize the volunteers. I did see Commissioner Julie Casal is out here. She's probably a quarter of a mile away from me right now, because her job is to hand out the information little vouchers that everyone fills out with their information on it. So she has to walk the entire line, and last time I heard, I think it's on Lowson and Federal Highway. So so she's very far from here right now, but so if you want to volunteer, you'll find a way to get a hold of us. Of course, you can always reach out to the chamber. They'll connect you. And we are about to get started. As you can see, our first car is coming in the background right there. And I'm the pork guy today, and I got to make sure they get their pork.
Food. All right, Ryan, thanks for jumping on.
Bye,
Take
everybody.
care. Bye. Thanks for helping, everyone. So next, we are going to have on Sharon L'Herrou from 211. It's an amazing resource, and she's going to come and tell you a little bit more about what's happening. Hi, Sharon. How are you?
Hi. Good morning, Amanda. Thanks for having us on.
Thanks for coming on. So it's an amazing resource, and we want to tell everyone how they can utilize it, especially in times of crisis. And then once things get back to normal, how they can continue working with you guys in helping themselves.
Well, let me start by just making sure everyone knows what 211 is. Ryan said before we got started that he's always surprised at how many people don't know. And so we want to make sure everyone does. So 211 is like 911 for non-emergencies.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have something going on in your life and you don't know what to do about it, you've lost your job, you are stressed or overwhelmed, you have a child that's got behavioral issues, an aging parent, any of those types of things, you
Mm-hmm.
can dial the number 211 from your phone, and you will get a local caring person anytime 24/7 who's going to talk to you about what's going on in your specific situation, and then look in our database of resources. Part of what we do is we maintain a repository of all the services in the entire community, and so we have that at our fingertips to be able to share information.
Wow. So I didn't realize exactly how much you did either. I'm not going to lie. So
Yeah.
that's incredible. Like, okay, so anything that you may need, they're overwhelmed, especially right now. A lot of parents are at home trying to navigate
Exactly.
working from home, helping their kids, or not
Right.
working, which for a lot of people is very scary,
Right.
and very real right now. So how can they use your services right now in this current crisis?
Well, so there are several things that people can do. And the main thing we're trying to do at the moment is make it accessible to everybody, however they want to find information. So one of the things that I know, so they can look on our website, they can call us, they can text us, they can email us. You can
Wow.
you can even like our Facebook page,
Okay.
because very time sensitive, relevant information that we think people will be interested in, we post there. So for example, yesterday we reshared the information about today's food drive. So
Right.
that was up on our webpage for anybody who, or up on our Facebook and webpage for anybody who had liked it.
Awesome.
So the most common way that people get information from us is just a call.
Mhm.
So, and as I said, staff are available around the clock. So if you dial the number 211, normally we answer in a couple of minutes. During times of crisis, we're actually seeing our volume double. So on a typical day, we would respond to about 240 callers. So lately it's been about 500. So normally we would answer you, within about 2 minutes. Now, it may be a little bit longer, usually within about 5, but you may have to be patient. And someone will answer and tell you you've gotten 211 and say, how can I help you? And so you're just going to have a conversation. We're going to ask you what's going on, and you're going to talk about it. What we're hearing from people right now, of course, is a lot of worry about coronavirus. So some people are really concerned about how to stay safe. They're confused by so much information. There's a lot of information, but it can be overwhelming.
Mhm.
They are having a lot of anxiety about family members that they may feel like, for example, family members in the medical profession. People are worried about that. They may need to talk through that anxiety. And on the other side of this pandemic, people are worried about the financial implications.
Right.
So people are worried about, we're getting calls from people who've lost their jobs. We're getting calls from people who are crying. So our staff are there to be reassuring and help you think through the issues at hand, and also to share what information is available. Sometimes people know, and what we're doing is we're just reiterating it, because sometimes we need to process through together, right? And other times people are confused because they've seen so many different things and they want clarification.
That's amazing. And I think it's wonderful that there is a one-stop shop, so to
Exactly.
speak, where they can come and whatever's going on, especially right now, because it's scary to all of us in some capacity. Even those of us who have, feel like we have a decent grip on what we can, it's still all the unknown, and where do you go to find the information? So it's awesome that people have this resource and have a friendly person who can calmly walk them through it, because I think a lot of people too are all home, cooped up, the tensions are high with even their loved ones. So I think that's great to have an outside source.
Exactly. Well, Amanda, let me share one other thing that a lot of people don't know. So a lot of people have not heard of the number 211, but many people have and are familiar with the National Suicide Lifeline number. But what a lot of people locally don't know is that if you dial that national number, routes people to your local crisis center. And here in this area, if you dial that 800 number, it actually rings to our center. And the same staff who are answering the 211 number are answering the Lifeline number. So our staff are trained suicide prevention counselors. So when people are feeling really desperate and at a point where they're thinking they might not go on, they can also reach us by dialing the Lifeline number or 211. And I think that I hope our community is reassured by that, to know that whichever way you feel, our staff are able to handle kind of the gambit of situations.
That is huge, because I think that is something right now, unfortunately, a lot of people are feeling like there's no way
Desperate.
out.
Desperate.
Absolutely. And having that lifeline where they can call and get trained support, I think is instrumental in times like this, because, you know, it's a lot of unknowns for all of us. So just the more support we can provide our community, the better. And is there anything else that you want to call out about 211 that you think is important?
Well, I would like people to know that not only can they call, but they can email, chat, text. And I'd encourage people to go to our website, go to Google 211 Palm Beach, and you'll see a big banner that says coronavirus. You can click on that, and that's updated every single day. You know, you're inundated with emails, so are we. We have staff, right?
Can imagine.
We have staff reading those in shifts so that our website can be updated with the most relevant information every day. So check out that and learn more about what we do, and please tell everyone you know, because we don't have dollars for advertising, which is why people don't know that this support is here for them.
Absolutely. And we're going to share that online also. That it is, and the website is 211palmbeach.org. And we'll put that on the chamber page so that way everyone can find it easily.
Wonderful.
Thank you for all that you're doing. We appreciate you, and hang in there. I'm sure you guys are very overwhelmed. So we're sending you a lot of love to get through this.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you.
TC. So up next, we have John Brewer and Iain Paterson from they're doing a million things that are beautiful. I'm going to let them come in and tell you about all of the fabulous things they have, because I mean, even just in chatting before we went live, I'm blown away by what they have put together in 2.5 weeks. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Good morning, Amanda.
Go ahead, Ian. You take it, bro. I'm always talking.
So the Socially Distanced Supper Club is where I want to start, and then we'll tie in all the other amazing things that you guys have going on in conjunction with that.
Okay, so about 2.5 weeks ago on a Saturday morning, I was seeing what John was doing on his Facebook page, going to restaurants, talking about supporting local, and gave him a phone call. We're both a couple dads with kids who know each other from Trinity, and told him, how can we make this a little bigger and make a bigger impact for these restaurants, because in the next 2 weeks, at the time which we thought it would be, they're really going to need it. And before you know it, this guy just doesn't stop. So he had a name, he texted to me, it's like, great. And next thing I know, he's got a page, and then we're like, let's talk to some professionals. Page, not the way to go. So next thing you know, we had a group, and we invited a couple of friends. We looked up, it was at 400, and now here we are 2.5 weeks later, and we have over 6,500 people on our page. Today, we're going to open a West Palm Beach chapter. Awesome. We've got a Boynton Beach, Lake Worth chapter going. We've got a Boca Deerfield chapter going. We have a Fort Lauderdale chapter and a North Palm Beach chapter going. And I've even had a lady reach out from Chicago and say, I love what you're doing. Can you help me get one started?
That's great.
A friend that's in Delray, who is out in Salt Lake City, that's been there since spring break and really has no reason to come back. She's doing it in Park City. So people see the need. It's a great way to give back to these restaurants that give back to us. My kids go to school at Trinity. Every time it's auction time, the moms go around and they hit the Ave, and every one of these restaurants give to us, and it's time for us to give back to them. And that's where it all started. It just
beautiful
blossomed from there.
So tell everyone, for people who aren't familiar, what exactly is the Social Distance Supper Club?
Go ahead, John.
Yeah, of course, my dogs are acting up right on cue, but we'll give it a shot here. So basically, the idea was, as a restaurant person, I always knew that catering events were more profitable and easier to run than a regular restaurant. And with all these restaurants kind of all doing their own little thing, trying to get business right now, shifting their business models into the to-go, pick-up, drive-through type thing, we just kind of created this hub. So the idea behind it is to front load the restaurant. So if I know how much food I need to cook, it's like going to a wedding, basically. You know, you get ready for a wedding, you get all your guests together, you say, you want the chicken, the fish, or the beef? Right. So that's basically what we do. So we target a day for the restaurant. So if the restaurant's going to serve on a Wednesday, then we'll say, you know, Tuesday morning by 10 o'clock, everybody has to have their orders in. They create a flyer. We start to promote the flyer. I go Facebook Live usually at least twice a day, kind of say, hey, almost like the telethon. Hey guys, get your orders in. We're going down. We're counting down. Here we go. Awesome. Then we throw up the covers. Hey, Christina's did 101 covers yesterday for her Greek night. So that's the impact we've had on the mom and pops. And you know, she's got hope again. Finnegan's came out of retirement. They're kicking butt now. She made payroll, and that's what it's all about. You know, if you can pay people their jobs, even if it's one day a week, even if it's a couple times a week, you know, if they can get $5,000 or something like that out of one day, as opposed to these dribbles and drabs that they're getting on the other days, then it really goes a long way. So we just kind of stumbled into it. It seems to be working.
What a beautiful thing. And I love that you're able now to do it in other places too. I think it is such a hard hit industry, as so many of us are. We need to figure out some way to do that for retail, because all of us retail people are also in the same boat. But it is, and I think it's so beautiful just how many people are coming together, supporting these incredible restaurants that need our support and deserve it. You know, they're there for us all the time. So it's time for all of us to step up and be there for them. So another thing, because you guys aren't busy enough, you know, coordinating all of that, you're also working with Trinity and giving out meals, and quite a few meals is my understanding, based on what happened yesterday. So I want to tell everybody a little bit about what you're doing there, how they can get involved with that as well, because I think it's huge.
Absolutely. So what we did is, you know, my kids are still at Trinity, so we're very involved. And the executive director had seen a video from Rodney Mayo talking about the impact that this has had on his restaurant operation. Over 650 people he had to let go of in 1 week. And he gave an impassioned speech to the city of West Palm Beach. And Jamie was at home watching it and turned to his wife and said, we've got to do something at Trinity about it. So within a weekend, they had figured out they're going to start cooking. And kind of like John and I, it's, you know, you figure out how it works as it goes.
Yep.
The first week of doing it, they gave out over 1,000 meals.
Wow.
This week so far, they've given out almost 200 on Monday. Yesterday was 275. And as John and I said, we don't know if that's a good thing, that so many people need it, but it's a good thing that they're not hungry and they're able to get fed. So what John and I have done helped out. John's been hands-on, gone to hand out some food. But one thing we did is people really seem to love this logo. So our friends that customized that put this together for us. So we've got hats, we've got shirts that are coming out. All the restaurants want them. They want to support what we're doing as well. They want to keep people fed. So you can go on our Facebook page under announcements, and you can buy the Eat Local Delray t-shirts and hats, and 100% of the profits are going to go to keep this food drive going. So the Avenue Church and Trinity teamed up to do this together. And we've got funding for another couple of weeks, but we understand it's going to need to go longer. So we need to definitely get a boost there to keep going for 5 weeks. So
absolutely. So for those that don't know where to find you on Facebook, what is the best place for them to find you?
John, I'll let you go. Oh, he's on mute.
Oh, you're muted, John. We can't hear you.
Sorry, yeah, Social Distance Supper Club. That's the first original site. And then from there, we've got chapters yet on Fort Lauderdale, North Palm Beach, Boca, whatever it may be. And then trinitydelray.org if you want to donate. The great thing that's really happened through all of this is there's the community that's getting involved and seeing so many other people step up. So if you want to volunteer at Trinity, I think the first opportunity is on the 22nd, because everything's already been filled out. People have already volunteered. Wonderful. And what's great is, you know, what's great about this, we've kind of been able to connect portions of Delray that might not necessarily be connected. So the guys from Slash are going to be at Trinity. Wayne Pasick, who's a bartender at City Oyster, him and his buddy Asa, who's also a bartender there, have come over and volunteered a couple of days so far. They just find it so rewarding. So I think that that's one of the other byproducts of what this whole thing has kind of done. It's kind of connected people who didn't necessarily know each other, but were great people and loved Delray just as much as everybody else. So that's been the the side product of it all.
That's amazing. And I say it every week, but we have such an incredible town with so many beautiful people that just want to help each other. And I think it really is so impressive to see how many people have stepped up in one way or another, whether it's passing out food or putting people together like this. And it's such a beautiful thing. And it's what makes our town so special, I think.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
And do you guys have anything else to add to everyone at home watching today?
No, just check out the site. We usually run a restaurant. So today, who do we have today? Mellow Mushroom for pickup, and
Mellow
also Driftwood and Boynton, which they're on the line there, and a lot of Boynton Beach love. We love those guys. Great young family that started their restaurant. No, just come check us out. Get involved. It's kind of a chat room. It's kind of someplace that everybody posts great stories. We try to keep it positive. Yesterday we kind of did a spotlight on all those essential providers out there that might not be getting the credit that they deserve, that are restocking our shelves at the Publix is. A lot of my friends have their kids working there right now. They're taking their lives in their hands every day, and they really are. And, sometimes I don't think they're getting the credit that they deserve. And unfortunately, some people, go out of their way to kind of treat these people not well. And that's not good. But the support that's the community, someone told me that, and this really touched me, was she said, you guys, the other day I was going through the line at Publix and I bought a $25 gift card and I handed it to the cashier. And she didn't want to take it. Yeah, she didn't want to take it, but I made her take it. And she said, thank you so much. You have no idea.
Yeah. No, it's true. And I think that's a really important point, is just to thank everybody who's out there doing something, because they are people at the grocery stores. You don't think about it, but really they're frontline workers too. They're out there every day with the public, and they deserve the credit and love and as much appreciation as we can all show them, because they're doing it every single day while most of us are at home. And same with the delivery people. Do what you can to thank these people, because they all really deserve an extra round of thanks right now.
100%.
Well, thank you for everything that you two are doing. It's really incredible, and I look forward to watching you. Oh wait, and we have one other question. If someone has a restaurant and they want to be in the lineup, what do they do? How do they get in touch with you so they can serve people also?
Okay, so on Facebook, when you get to our page, Social Distance Club, whatever chapter you might be in, the first thing we want you to do is take a look at what we're doing, so you get an idea of what you need, because these restaurants have to help us help them. The more they put into it, the more dynamic their flyer is, right, the better it's going to be. So we need to have, we've got a form that's put together. So on the left side of the Facebook page is where you find announcements. And then if you keep going down from there, you'll find files. Under files, there's a document there. We'll literally give them a how-to. Make sure you have your restaurant name, your number, your email, way to contact. We want them to put, the Social Distance Supper Club feature so that people know it's their night. And then I'll take a look at the calendar. We've got some great people that are helping us behind the scenes, that are helping us put all this together. And we'll tell them what day. They'll update it with a date, and then we'll get it up there. We're promoting things a week in advance so people can start picking. We understand, not everybody can eat out 5 days a week or 7 days a week, but if they can pick 2, I mean, it's a win-win. They get great food, and you feel like you're giving back because you're helping these restaurants stay afloat through this crazy time.
And a great price. The food is really, these guys are really giving their best meals away for nothing right now. You're going to eat good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for everything that you two are doing, and stay safe.
Thank you, Amanda. Be well.
Thank you. And I do want to call out to everyone too that 211, they are all volunteers. So we didn't mention it when Sharon was on, but they're volunteers. So they deserve extra thanks because they are out there every day, and they're, oh no, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read comments here that are being given to me. John and Ian are volunteers, and they aren't making any money off this. So they're doing this out of the goodness of their heart. So an extra thank you to Ian and John. Sorry, Tiffany. So thank you. Okay, so Tiffany, do you want to come on and share some of the chamber announcements that we have going on as always? And I'm sorry, I got your note wrong.
Everyone.
Live TV.
So yesterday we actually hosted our first webinar for our chamber members, and we hosted that with Kaniak Law Office on the CARES Act. So you can actually go right on delraybeach.com/webinars, and that webinar is posted up there. Next week, we are doing marketing, social media, and PR during a global pandemic. And that will be, oh, I see the dog in the background. That will be,
Photo bomber.
that will be with Sack Lunch Marketing, Kristen Rose Agency, and McAmanda Media. So stay tuned for
Awesome.
that. If you'd like to register for that, you can reach out to chamber@delraybeach.com and we'll get you signed up.
And I think that's a really important one for a lot of people, because a lot of us who are small business owners are trying to navigate what is and is not okay to do in these times. So that's great to learn how you can really do that with professional advice. And they're good. These guys are good.
It's a really great panel. I'm really excited for next week. And then I also just want to touch that the City of Delray Beach does have a coronavirus hotline.
Okay.
They have a whole video on that. I had the number. I feel like I'm on the spot now.
I know that's like how, see, now you know how we feel, Tiffany. We're like, wait, and I'm like trying to read your comments or your papers coming in.
I know it's not as impactful with no papers, right?
No, it's not. And then I'm trying to like look here and then also read the notes that are being sent through.
So actually, I would just like to say the City of Delray Beach is doing a daily update on their Facebook page. They have a whole news show every day from the emergency manager. They have the fire chief on there and a few other people that give an update on what's going on. The COVID testing site in South County did open this week. That site is solely for people that are 65 and up, and you do have to do a pre-screening. It's by appointment only. The phone number for that is 561-804-0250. And again, that's at the South County Civic Center out on Jog Road. And that is for 65 and up only. Last week, I showed my census video. So I just wanna make sure that if you have not completed your census, you do need to do that. That is very, very important. Please, please, please fill out your census.
And we mentioned that last year, but the census does impact, last week, feels like a year. Every week is a year. Last week, that the census numbers affect funding for our town. So you want to get counted so we get extra money so we can provide more services here in Delray Beach.
As well as room in schools. So
yes,
it's very, very important.
Absolutely.
And we will post the city number.
That's so cool.
Yep.
So what else is going on over at the chamber?
We are having our team staff meeting on Zoom. We're all very busy planning for the fall affair. More on that in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we're all just chugging along.
No, you guys are doing a great job, and I just want to say thank you to you and everyone on your team again. Having to put all of this information together on a regular basis it's a lot, and it's a lot of different information from different sources. And I think it's wonderful that the chamber has really stepped up and become a hub for a lot of this important information for everyone. And of course, thank you to all the guests that we had today. It's amazing. It's amazing just what is happening in this town. On a normal Tuesday, but also in times of crisis. It really is a beautiful place to live and work. And I'm certainly grateful to call this place home. And thank you to everyone who is out there and doing things or at home, equally as important, if not more important in some situations. Stay home if you can, and if you can volunteer and you're comfortable volunteering, there's plenty of people who need help. And there's...
On that note, did you want to make an announcement about achievement centers?
Oh, yes. Okay. So the achievement centers definitely are in need of some help. They have a Amazon wish list that you can go right on their Amazon and you can make a purchase. They also have, if you go to Instagram, is probably one of the best places, or on their website, and they have a whole drop down of links where you can help them, and there's different ways to help. So you could either make a donation, or you could purchase something on the Amazon list. There's something at all different price points. So starting at $3, you can purchase something off of their wish list to help families in need. The achievement centers did have to make the hard decision of closing their doors temporarily, but they're still trying to help the families as much as possible. So this is one way that you can give them some support. They need your support. It's an amazing organization helping a ton of people locally here. And yeah, there really is something that that you can do at a relatively affordable price to help and change someone's life in a big way. Absolutely.
And then just one more thing, Cross Ministries, they are also feeding the hungry over at the library through Korean Kitchen. So they are serving meals every day from 12 to 1, and they are looking for water bottle donations.
Water bottles.
If anybody has water that they'd like to drop off, you can do that from 12 to 1, Monday
Over
through
at the library.
the library. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
And that's
So
all.
if you have a ton of water at home, please share some with your neighbors and drop it off over there. Thank you, Tiffany. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce. Thank you to our guest today. And even though he's left, thank you to Ryan for all that he's doing out there in the community to help. We hope that you have a wonderful week and stay safe, everyone. Bye.